be true. And when you dance, I'm in the group. You make me move. You make me move. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the group. You make me move. You make me move.
Sleep might have the same therapeutic effect on you guys. And if you do feel a little bit drowsy, please have a nap, and that way you'll be ready and raring to go when we get up into the Lake District itself. Now, the troops did, the legionaries did, because they were contractually obliged that they had to. However, the people who would always class themselves, their businesses were here, their families were here, and so they ignored the call, they just remained, and it just became part of the fabric of these islands. And so with Rome gone, there was lots and lots of invasions of this country, and notably from the likes of the Angles and the Jutes and the Saxons and the Vikings, and for 600 years there was invasions, and there was death, there was mayhem, there was carnage, everything you would associate with invasions. But very rapidly, peace would be organised, treaties would be arranged. There's a lot of greenery, a lot of wide open spaces in this country to this day. Back in those days, there was a lot more. So kind of what's the point of fighting? People of Manchester were working in cotton, kind of in blissful ignorance as to where it was coming from. Because we'd actually abolished slavery in this country. It had its own microclimate. Manchester's a wet city. It rains a lot, but it is also damp because of this. Oh my God. When you spun your cotton onto bobbins, onto reels, whilst you wait to use it, it goes dry quite quickly. And because this smoke was heavier than oxygen, the people who lived and worked in this, they're all blessed with all of these wonderful windows. You see them all perfectly laid out in rows and columns. This allows you to create lots of flat. Students are crucial for the economy. Also with no wisdom on how to budget. So with this money, they all help with the economy of the city. Manchester now has popular, as they say, 25% of the population visit the Lake District every year. That's about 16 million people. And on certain summer Saturdays in the middle of the year, it looks like they've all arrived at once because it gets absolutely jam-packed. Something we shouldn't have too many problems with. Incredibly popular with birds of prey. We have golden eagles and ospreys nowadays up here in the Lake District National Park. There's been a breeding programme which has been quite successful. But we've always had kestrels and buzzards. We have red kites, the national bird of Wales. We have loads of owls, nocturnal and daytime. We have falcons, we have buzzards, nature's dusting. If you hire me, I'll take you to where you're bound to see one. So the Victorians hired him in a jiffy. They loved the story. This was something they could tell their friends. A creature that nobody knew existed. So the next morning, before we're out on the boat, the day went a bit like this. The gentleman looking out to the right hand side of the boatman would shout, "Quick, quick, Tizzy Wizzy's port side." The gentleman would turn immediately, looking left, and see nothing, except for a sympathetic boatman. Oh, you just missed it. With the gentleman looking left, the boatman would shout, "Quick, quick, tizzy wizzy, starboard side." The gentleman answers you where you want to spend your time. But a smaller number of people on the boat means that you'll be able to do both. Now the boat trip will be 45 minutes long, so you'll return back to the pier for 11:15. And then have about half an hour just having a walk around. I would advocate the shoreline of Windermere, taking a few more photos, maybe grab yourself a coffee, although coffee and food is available to purchase on the boat itself. And then make your way back up to the bus park, and we will leave for 11:45. And that means we should get to Grasmere for maybe about 12 for the official lunch stop. So I would suggest, unless you're really hungry, maybe don't get the food from here. Save yourself until you get to Grasmere. I think some nicer choices, but again, entirely up to you guys. Now, one of the most important aspects of any Rabbi's tour is where are the nearest bathrooms. I'm 59 years old. I like to know where the nearest bathrooms are. Now, they're all over the place in the Lake District, as you would expect, but one of the worst parts of the Lake District is the fact it charges 60 pence to use a bathroom, which I think is a little bit extortionate. So, I always advocate go to the bathroom where there's a free bathroom, and on board the boat there is free bathrooms. So if you can last until 10:30, I will go there and go on board the boat. During your trip, if you buy yourself a coffee from the cafe, or buy yourself some food, or sit in a pub or a cafe, of course the bathroom facilities are yours to use. But other than that, the communal bathrooms come at 60 pence charge. Now we pass by the bathroom on the way down to the jetty. If anybody is really desperate, then of course I'm not going to stop you from going. But the boat may disappear without you, because it will go at 10:30. Grasmere. We'll learn a little bit about that village on the way over, a bit of the history of the place. From Grasmere, Coniston after lunch. There's a couple of famous gentlemen which will be forever recognised and famous within the Coniston area. Coniston will head to Hawkshead. There's quite a famous lady attached to Hawkshead. Everybody know Princess that lived for generations. A lot of the younger people are having to live on board boats, but a lot of people, those of them a little bit more affluent, they have vessels and they berth them in and around the Windermere area. A lot of people register them. Loads of vessels all over the world. You'll see the name of the boat underneath it, you'll see the place where the vessel was registered. There's quite a few out Windermere. It's kind of a classy place to register the vessel. Coming into view is the lake. We're halfway up. If you imagine Windermere Lake as a really long and thin clock, we're going to go anti-clockwise when we leave this place, and you guys return back to the bus. The jetty is just there where you see those vessels down there. That's where we're going to walk down to in a minute, but I just have to park the bus first, and then you guys sort yourselves out, and we will head over quite rapidly, I would advocate, to the pier.